Hello, fight fans. Marcos Villegas here for the Boxing Channel, being joined with Mr. Dave Bontempo. Dave, wrapping up an exciting year of boxing this 2012. We had a lot of upsets, a lot of surprises, a lot of emerging themes, and emerging fighters that could potentially be turned into superstars. What'd you make of the whole year, and who stood out to you the most?
Well, Danny Garcia is one of the best stories for me to follow this year because he came in as an unknown and he walked out as a star, and it covered the course of 3 fights. The first fight was with Eric Morales, and they were thinking, well, can this Philadelphia fighter beat the great Eric Morales, the legend? Yes, he did. And then after he won that fight, they said, well, he beat an aging Eric Morales. He's not going to beat Amir Khan. He was an underdog. Well, he did beat Amir Khan, and he knocked him out after having a very tough start to that fight. And that is what changed him, because the next time he fought Eric Morales, he was the heavy favorite. And he came in as the heavy favorite and scored the knockout expected of him. So in the beginning of the year, he was not expected to beat Morales. At the end of the year, he was expected to knock Morales out, and he was able to do that. So Danny Garcia had his evolution, and he'll be a big story in 2013. That's one of my stars for this year.
Looking at that last Morales fight, you could just see the complete change in Danny Garcia. He just walked with so much more swagger, so much more confidence coming into that fight. And speaking of swagger, there's one man that comes to mind, one man that's really putting the boxing world on notice. That's Adrian Broner. I know you saw him a few weeks back in Atlantic City. Let me know, where can he go from here?
Well, they want to come up with some big fights for him because he is the guy at 135 pounds. Earlier on the Boxing Channel, thing called Stock Watch, I talked about Broner being on the upside, that at 130 and 135 he was the personality there, but there were no names for him here. So they're going to have to keep working on some names. Maybe he'll fight Burns, maybe he'll fight somebody from overseas. But this is a guy who Golden Boy told me, I said, you've got the real deal. They said, we've got more than the real deal. So they want superstar potential from him in 2013.
Moving into matchups that we would like to see for 2013, Broner, of course, against anybody at 140, because 140 is so stacked. Me personally, I would love to see Matisse against maybe Rios, maybe against Danny Garcia. What do you say?
I like those fights. The one that I would love to see is one I know that they'll never make, but I still like to see it anyway, and that would be Saul Alvarez against Floyd Mayweather at 154 pounds. Forget it. The promoters don't get along with each other. It's not going to happen. But if you ask me as a fan what fight I would pay to get in to see, it would be a rising Saul Alvarez, who's the king at 154 pounds, against Mayweather, who can fight up at that weight. And this would be the hardest puncher that Mayweather has fought, and he would be tested. I love it as a fan. But as a media person, I know that I shouldn't expect it.
It's too bad, too. If those two fight, give me Martinez and Cotto. That's something a lot of fighters in that division have been avoiding Sergio Martinez. And people say the fan base, the name, he doesn't know English too well. Martinez, Canelo, Martinez, Cotto, Martinez, Mayweather. Give me your thoughts on those potential matchups.
I like the matchups for him, and I think that Sergio Martinez is going to have some type of major work in 2013. Maybe he even has the Chavez rematch. He had surgery for his knee, but there's a guy that realizes the clock is ticking, and he's going to cash in any way he can as quickly as he can. And so he's been trying to fight a number of times every year. Now, this is a situation for him. They want to get him in there and get the most money they can. And after the last few fights, hey, with Chavez, he was able to bank on Chavez's marketability. And I think he'll make a nice promotional fight with whomever he chooses.
Oh, certainly. It's always a pleasure to watch someone like him moving and dipping and shoulder rolling those shots. He's just great to watch. He's so fan-pleasing to watch. Wrapping up an exciting year of boxing, a lot of upsets, a lot of emerging stars. Here with Dave Bontempo, I'm Marcos Villegas, wishing you all a happy holidays and exciting 2013.